Hi, everyone. In this video, we will talk more about the integration with XRAuthor. Since we have made some change to the assignments, now the integration is optional, so you need to submit your project as a standalone app. But for those who want to get bonus marks, you can still build your project as an extension for XRAuthor. We expect the same experience when using the app and the extension. Based on the feedbacks, we have updated the doc image and the loader library to enable extensions to load extra assets when used with XRAuthor. So first, please update your XRAuthor container as demonstrated in the previous video. Okay, now we remove the XRAuthor loader, okay, from dev dependency and install its latest version as a dependency for your production app. All right, since you need to build your project to be a standalone app, and it may also need to use assets from the XRAuthor. All right. So first, we just install the dependency. So we can use shorthand to remove this one and install the XRAuthor loader, but this time as a dependency for your product. Okay, so you see, so we just add XRAuthor, the latest version, as a dependency for your project. Okay, so now we're going to install the copy-webpack plugin. If you haven't done so, copy as a dependency. Okay, so this plugin is optional. You can manually copy the assets from public here to the distribution directory here, but the plugin just can help you with this kind of things. So just for convenience. But if you don't want to use that, it's fine. But you need to manually copy and whenever you update your asset before you submit your assignment. Okay, just make sure your assets are updated. Right. So next, I will show configuration for using copy and plugin. All right, so let's begin with the default configuration file. So I think I have showed this in the interaction video, so I will not have this again. Basically, I'll probably just copy the code from previous projects. Yeah, so basically we just need get the plugin here, and also give the default here. Okay, so basically just tell the plugin to copy everything in public. Okay. All right, so without the plugin, let's see. You can see all the bundle files are just JavaScript and HTML. So there's no assets here. So we can just run build. Okay. Okay, so all right, this time we have assets and with the index. But things are a bit messy here, so I'm gonna change a little bit. All right, so instead of put everything in the distribution folder, since we have two builds, so it's better just put the standalone build inside one directory. Okay, so we can use a directory inside distribution. I mean dist directory, sorry, to contain all the files for the standalone app. So yeah, so we can just remove this one. All right. Then we'll view again. Okay, so files are better organized. Okay, we can see we have this directory and we have app folder to hold all the file and assets for the standalone app. All right. Then for extension here. Okay, so we also need to update the configuration here. Right. So let's copy and paste the previous. Right. Okay, so you can see a bit different from the production one here. Okay, so we just need to copy and plugin, but we also give another option here. All right. So yeah, okay. So from the public directory, and then we also give option, okay, to let the plugin to ignore this water, directory. So water is the directory from the XRAuthor. So okay, if we check out the public assets here, so inside water folder, this is all assets from XRAuthor. So as the extension, all these assets will be passed from XRAuthor, okay, using the API, the function will pass all assets inside an Austrian data object. So you don't really need copy this kind of file to the distribution directory. The only thing we need to copy actually is the extra assets. For example, I already copy and paste the extra texture. Okay, I will use later to show if we have a skybox, okay, for the extensions, then we can just also build the extra assets with the extension, and the extra also will use the extra assets to show the skybox. Okay, all right. So this is kind of configuration when we need. Okay. So copy everything else except the assets is from the the assets are that are from the XRAuthor itself. All right. So if we try to build the extension from okay. All right. Okay, so let's see. Right. Okay, it looks better. So we have this dist folder, then we have app folder, and we have extension and ext folder. Okay, we can see the okay, so we can see the difference. So for app, because there's no outstream data from XRAuthor, so you need to copy whatever asset you create with XRAuthor to the you know standalone app and folder here. But for extension, you don't really need the folder for the XRAuthor assets because these things are from outstream data. All right. So you only copy the extra assets to the extension and folder here. Okay, so let's update the source code, okay, to use the a skybox, which will require extra, you know, texture assets. All right. Okay, so if we're following the previous integration video, you will have the exactly same, not exact same, I think it's similar code here. Okay, so we add one more line to add a skybox. Okay, so we can have the help function for creating skybox. Okay. Okay, then we get the cube texture and give the path to the assets. Skybox. All right, so we use the standard material, so we pass false here. Scales and on. Okay. Right. So okay, this is the path we have. So if we check the public folder here, okay, we can see it's inside assets, textures, and all these textures. Okay, all these textures you can, I think, we used in the previous videos. We have used that these assets, and you can just very simply you can just simply get the assets from Vibrant.js website. All right, so let's see. Okay, so all right, so it's just my skybox. Okay, we have showed this before. All right, so next thing is we just need to run build extension. Okay, to have an updated version of the extension. Okay, it's done. All right. Then next thing is, okay, so if you have updated a container, so there's one change of the publishing page here. So we changed the file import field here a little bit. So okay, so if you click choose file, okay, so instead let you choose multiple files for uploading. So we change the behavior. So this time you upload the entire extension ext folder to XRAuthor. So basically, you upload whatever file inside this folder, and also the access directory here. So choose upload. So you can see we upload 8 files. Okay, for this build. Okay, so whenever you submit this to the server, okay, then we reload that. Okay. Okay. Now we can see it's exactly the same, right, as the one in the standalone app, right? So we can see the skybox. Okay. So basically, this skybox, the assets for this skybox are from the extra assets folder. Okay. Okay. So okay, and I also got some questions from students who were asking about how to test before the submission. So for extension, you basically can just build app as the extension and test with the Docker container, just okay, like what I've done. So just compare to see any difference between your standalone app and your extension version of your app. So we expect they are the same. Okay, okay, this should be pretty straightforward. So before your submission, just test your extension with XRAuthor to make sure everything is fine. Then for the standalone app, okay, so because if you use XRAuthor with your standalone app, so basically if you just use directly click the double click the index.html, it will have a cross origin issue. So okay, so we decide to use a simple server to to use your app when grading your assignments. So you can do the similar thing to make sure everything is working fine. So basically, I believe all of you have Python installed, right? So we can get a simple HTTP server from Python. All right. So basically, what we will do, and also what you can do, is set up the Python simple HTTP server here. Okay, inside your project. All right. Okay. Okay. So all right, you can see. So we will have a very simple server here. So basically, you can access the server use the 8000 port here. Okay. So okay. So basically, it will show the directory for your project. So we will do the similar thing. So whenever we click on the dist folder here, all right. So we can see the app and extension, right? So we will use the extension with XRAuthor. And for the app, basically, you can just click on the app here. So it should load your app inside the browser without any problem. Okay. All right. We don't see the skybox here because I haven't built. Okay. Remember, you need to build your project before submission. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe we need a hard reload. Okay, so after hard reloading the page, we got the skybox. Okay. All right. So do remember, okay, compile, or we can see build your app. Okay, before submission, and test with the Python and simple server. So make sure everything inside your dist directory is perfect. Okay, for the assignment. All right. Okay. Another question I have got is about the mask we used for creating the animation here. So it looks like a hard-coded, but actually they are calculated from the data you can get from XRAuthor. So I have updated the XRAuthor loader to provide the data you need to calculate the scales we need here. So basically, we need to calculate the two scales. One is for the depth, another is for the size of the view plane. We use in the current scene. All right. So okay, let's stop the Python server first and back to our sample project. Okay. All right. Okay. So what's happening is this. Okay. So here we have the camera here. All right. And we actually have the video playing. Okay, from recording. At some position. I think D is the depth. Okay, so it's just set at the distance from the camera. And the first scale is basically when we move the video playing in the recording from the original depth to the depth in the current scene. All right. Okay, so the 6 here actually is the position of the not position, the Z value of the position of the video plane we are currently in use, which is the video plane dot on position dot Z. All right. Okay. So first we move the plane in the recording, okay, to the current depth. And okay. And also the size of the video plane in the current scene is different from the video plane for the recording. Let's see. So basically, we also need to scale the position and information in the track. Okay, for the size difference between the video playing, the recording, and the video playing in the current scene. Okay. Okay. I'm going to refactor the code here. Okay. So it will make more sense to you. Okay. So first, probably I will name this for that. Okay, so this more meaningful variable name, and also we can also declare none. Okay, so let's see. We can call it scale for size. I think maybe yeah. Okay. Okay. Now it's hard coded 3. Okay. Then we replace this first. Okay. for size and author is for size. And let's see. Okay, it should working fine, right? Okay. All right. Since we have provided the information and from an authoring data, so we don't really need this inside the loop. Okay. So we move this out of the loop. Okay, and put here. After we got that pairs and before we making the keyframes. All right. Okay, so first we need the depth. Okay, in the kind of thing. Okay, so we can see depth. Okay, so the depth actually is the Z value of the video playing position. Okay, so not really hard. Position Z. Okay, and we replace this with depth. Okay. All right. So in the diagram, this is D prime. Okay. Okay. So the depth here we got from video plane dot position dot Z is D prime here. Okay. That's the new depth. Okay. And okay, we assuming the video plane is in front of the camera. Okay, so it's supposed to be positive. So we can use the absolute value, okay, of the set value to make it always positive. Okay. Then okay, so when the original depth, okay, from the recording, right? So in diagram we name it D. Okay. So I provide this data from the authoring data, so we can simply get from the new recording data. So we have this record video plane depth. Okay, that's the original depth when we make the video recording. All right. So this is what we have. Okay, it's working fine. All right. So that's first the scaling. So you see, so we move the video playing the recording from the original depth to the new depth. So in the diagram, it's D prime. Okay. So next thing is because you can see okay, the size of the video playing the currency. So it's the blue color line. Okay, it's bigger than the one of the video plane, even after depth scaling. Okay, so next thing is we need the field of view, okay, FOV, and to calculate the height of the video plane, okay, in the recording after depth scaling, and then we can get the scale for size by by using the height of the current video plane and the height of the video plane and in the recording after depth scaling. Okay, and we also will need to use the trigonometry to calculate the video height in the recording after depth scaling. Okay, so you can see the angle here is half of FOV. Okay, so basically according to the trigonometry, we will know the tangent value of the half of FOV will be the half of the height, the video height, after depth scaling divided by the new depths. Okay, the formula here is the relationship between these three variables. Okay. All right. So let's implement this in the code. All right, to get the scale for size. All right. Okay. But first, we need the FOV, so the field of view. So this is the FOV XRAuthor is using for video recording. So you can get this from the authoring data. Okay. How can I think? Okay. Oh, it's recording data. Okay, it's from dot data. Then I see. Okay, FOV integrates. Okay, so yeah, because the A-frame is using angles integrate, so I just pass the FOV integrate. So before we use, but the math library for JS is using the angle in radians. So we need to convert the FOV integrate to FOV in radians before we can use the tint function from the math library. Okay, let's see. Could be and divided by 108. Okay. All right. Okay, so the next thing we can get is video height. We just say video height from recording. Okay. Okay, I think it's line enough, but this is the video height from recording after scaling. Okay. Maybe just name it super long. Okay, super long name. Okay. So let's test the mesh. Okay, then FOV divided by 2, and we can get from the depth and time with depth, then times 2. All right, so we got the video height, okay, after depth scaling here. So in the diagram, it's H prime, okay. So according to trigonometry, we know, see, so yeah, okay. So basically, I would move the d prime here to the left of the equation, and also multiply with 2, then get the h prime here. Okay. Okay, so as now we got this, then the next thing is we can get the scale for size. Okay, so it will be equal to video height. Okay, divided by the super long variable name here. Okay, so here is the depth. Sorry, this is the scale for size. Okay, we need to make the animation working properly. See, and everything just work as the previously, but this time instead of use the value and hard-coded value, we actually calculate all the values we need, based on the information of the recording. All right. Okay, so you can look at the diagram when you try to implement the formula here. So the code, it looks just few line of statements, but you need to really understand what's going on here in the diagram. Okay, I hope this explanation will make more sense to you. Okay. Okay. Another thing here, since we talk about the depth here, so basically you can have more control over the depths. Then you can just make the animation work as you need. For example, here, okay. So if we remember, we have a hollow plane, okay, here to use the label here. So last time I just used this line of code, okay, to fix the Z fighting or Z fighting here, because the plane and the label just at the same depth. Okay. So instead using this line of code, move the label relative to the model here. We can just actually can move the entire model to another position, okay, relative to the plane. So because so far you can see the plane actually cuts and the model okay, to half, right, to halves. So if we want to move the model a little bit to a little bit closer to the camera, so it looks like the model actually is in front of the plane. Okay, instead it's intersecting with the plane. So basically, you can do what you can do here is when you get the depth right. So basically, we can just reduce the depth. Okay, so it will move closer to the camera, and then the result will be the model will be above the video plane. Okay, so we can try here the value here. Okay, yeah, it's working, but not enough. Okay, so it's really depending on the size of your mod, which XRAuthor will not know. So it's really depending on how you import the model and how you set up the position. Sorry, the scale of the model. So it's really depending on the size of the model. So for this particular example, okay, we probably just need to use this value. So okay, so yeah, so it's no intersection here, and also you also fix the step fighting here. Okay, so that's all for this video. I just leave the diagram here. Okay, so to help you understand the small chunk of code we are having here. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.